Tonight on My Sense, I focus on the competency-based curriculum, now renamed competency-based education. First is to congratulate the Ministry of Education for getting out of the woods and finally having a conversation with stakeholders. It's refreshing to see the ministry officials recognize that the implementation and future of CBC is an important discourse to have with stakeholders, appreciating that it cannot be a one-man show. You see, for far too long, the leadership of the ministry has been shy to take questions unless they are somewhere overseeing the supervision of national examinations. When Kenyan Voices resisted a policy direction to have math at senior secondary limited to some of the learners, the government was quiet at first, but now appears to have listened. That learners who take social science and the arts and sports science options will also study math, albeit differently from those pursuing science-based pathways. And as the ministry moves to map out how that decision will be implemented, it is yet another chance for the education stakeholders and the government to think what's best for the Kenyan child and the country. The ministry has announced that grade 9 learners will begin choosing their senior secondary options in the third week of May. They are calling on teachers, parents and guardians to help the learners in that endeavor. But there are a few questions to ask. How much awareness has the ministry created amongst those named stakeholders to enable them help children make that decision? Let me explain. You see, many parents have over time complained not to understand the CBC system. Many teachers, including their leaders, have complained of inadequate training or sensitization. Many public junior schools, if not most, have inadequate number of teachers. Many of them still inadequately facilitated to offer science subjects. Many of them are still struggling with how to offer arts and sports science subjects without relevant teachers and facilities. It gets worse at the senior school, which are the existing secondary schools. Many secondary schools still struggle with all that I have described. Early in the year, the ministry instructed that every secondary school will have to offer a STEM pathway, meaning science, technology, engineering and mathematics. If this is the case, what investment will the government make in the next 8 months to equip each and every secondary school with the requisite infrastructure? At a time we still receive reports that some KCSE candidates in some schools encounter laboratory equipment for the first time in the exam room, is the country prepared to change this reality? Yet, grade 9 learners must make a choice because come January, they must transition to grade 10. But as we mark the return of the ministry to real conversations, there is need to be consistent. One of the things that has been quite observable is incoherence. Incoherence of policy directions with multiple voices from within and without, usually without much progress and ownership of execution of decisions. The country yearns for the cabinet secretary and principal secretaries of the ministry to take charge, with more visibility and engagement with stakeholders. Taking questions and interviews from the media is a sign of transparency and openness in fostering healthy discussions about important national issues. Failing to do so is to make no sense of the constitutional tenet of the, quote, participation of the people, which is part of the national values and principles of good governance. That's my sense tonight.